Hi, Terry here, and welcome back to Times Gone Tech. So I got some bad news and I got some good news. Um, the bad news is that I'm not going to be publishing my second video in the energetic chemistry series this weekend as planned. I'm not going to go into a lot of details about that other than I burned up all my gun cotton, so I've got to make another batch. I'll explain in the video when it comes out next weekend. See, the problem is that I went from being a full-time employed engineer to being a retired engineer, being a semi-retired engineer working part-time, and then just recently went back to being employed full-time again. And because of the hours that I'm working, I only really get about two and a half hours a day personal time. And I spend that, of course, walking the dogs and running the vacuum cleaner and washing dishes and all that good stuff, and then going to bed and get up and go back to work. So I can't film anything really during the week. So I get 3-day weekends. I get Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. And right now I'm spending most of that doing yard work. So I only have maybe a day a week to film. So that kind of limits my possibility. That's why I'm going down to one video every 2 weeks, and I might go down to one video every 3 weeks. And then I might be taking a couple months off around December, January period. But in the meantime, I thought I might continue a quick video about my musket, my 1748 artillery musket. And decided to, this is this didn't come with the musket. Actually, this is one of my camera straps. I just thought I'd put it on there to see what it looks like before buying one, and it actually looks kind of cool. Really, I kind of like it. So yeah, I think I'll be buying a shoulder strap and a bayonet for my next purchase order. So what I wanted to talk about today with the musket is its evolution into the modern shotgun. There is an incorrect opinion, in my opinion, floating around YouTube right now that the blunderbuss was the very beginnings of the modern shotgun. Actually, the blunderbuss was an evolutionary dead end. It was invented to serve a specific purpose in a specific place and time. When that place and time changed, it was no longer needed, and it just died out. It did not evolve into anything else. It just died out. The real ancestor of the modern shotgun is the smooth bore musket. Now, the story goes that sometime back in the 1700s, that a German aristocrat, low-level aristocrat, decided to go hunting. And he got out in the field and was walking along the edge of the lake looking for something to shoot, and he suddenly discovered that he forgot to bring any bullets with him. Well, it was kind of embarrassing, and he didn't want to go home empty-handed anyway, and there were some ducks out on the lake. So he had this brilliant idea. He scooped up a small handful of about pea-sized gravel, poured it down the barrel, fired off a round, and lo and behold, took a duck home for dinner. And in fact, it was so much easier than trying to use a lead ball, a lead shot, that he just started hunting with buckshot. Of course, the buck and ball had been invented, and he just started hunting, leaving the ball out and just using a handful of buckshot. And was so successful at it, he told all of his friends, and they started doing it. And it became quite fashionable among the aristocracy throughout Europe. Now, the gun makers at the time, of course, weren't stupid. They heard about this. So they started taking muskets, large caliber. This is a 69 caliber. They started taking these large caliber muskets and carving hunting scenes in the woodwork. Not just hunting scenes, but fowl hunting scenes, duck hunting, goose hunting, pheasant hunting. And they began marketing these to the aristocrats as fowling pieces. Fowl, F-O-W-L, not F-O-U-L, fowl. And they became really, really popular. Commoners started using them, aristocrats were using them. These things became just outstanding hunting tools. And then one day, somebody got a genius idea of mounting two barrels side by side on a wooden stock, flintlock, one on each end, side, one on each side, and the double-barreled shotgun was invented. And that's what evolved into today's modern shotgun. So today, I've got my pumpkins still set up. I thought I might fire off at least one round to demonstrate that. So, gonna load this up. Got to get my measure out. And on the last video, I was using 60 grain 1F powder charges. So I'm going up to my normal rifle shot. This is a double F, and I'm going to increase the load to 90 grains. So we're going to pour that down the barrel. I'm going to put in a small wad of paper. Ram that down. Then put in a handful of double-aught buckshot. I've got them in my pocket here, along with some regular sized shot. There we are. And I've got 9 double-aught buckshot. Let me show you here. That's got 9. That's a standard 12 gauge double-aught buckshot load. So those go down the barrel. Oh, I've got 8. 7. No, I've got 7. Oh, 6. There were 6. Okay, here we are. 9. A little more paper to hold everything in. And we'll just stuff that down in there lightly. A little more. Ram that down. And you have a shotgun. Get it? The 75 caliber became equivalent to the modern 12 gauge. The 62 caliber became the equivalent of the modern 20 gauge, which is about the lightest you want to use for duck hunting. And this, being 69 caliber, is in between those two. So it's about a 15 gauge or something like that, maybe. I'm not really sure. So anyway, let's get a little priming powder in the pan. And one thing that I've noticed, if you're new to black powder flintlocks, is that you can actually put too much powder in the pan. Keep holding this down where you can't see it. It's actually possible to put too much powder in the flash pan, and you get more misfires that way. So we've got our pumpkin set up here. Let's try a quick shot. And I'm going to do this one right-handed so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, first, let me get my ears in and my safety glasses on, because I don't really trust this thing. I only fired a few rounds through it. Once I build up some trust in it, I'll start leaving these off. And I do use the ear protection though, because that's just understood. That's a given. Oh yeah, one more thing. I keep forgetting. I got to open that back gate. Let's see what we got. Looks like we got a glancing blow coming off this way. Look at the damage it did to that. Look at that, it made spaghetti out of it. Here, here. Oh, I'm sorry. You probably can't even see that way I'm holding it. Here, is that better? There's the damage that it did, that load did. Very cool, huh? Well, it's kind of a jack-o'-lantern. I mean, like, here's the eyes, here's the mouth, kind of. The rats have been chewing on him, but yeah. Okay. Couple more rounds. I got some solid ball. We'll do a couple rounds. Okay, so for this load, I'm going to use a slightly different method, which is still accurate to the period. You'll see when I get my powder loaded. This 90 grains had a little more kick to it. This 90 grains of double F had a little more kick to it than that 60 grains of 1F, which is understandable. Half cock, close it up. Don't want all the powder to come out the end. Now, this is actually a common way that these muskets were loaded. We're just going to take the ball and just drop it in. No patch. Oddly enough, as much as you might think they didn't use patched balls back in those days. Now, I'm sure there were some people who did, but if they did, nobody wrote anything about it that I'm aware of. And I think Mike Bellevue's of the same opinion I am, that they just dropped a ball down and put a little paper on top of it to hold it in place. And that's how it was done. So let's prime the pan here. Get my other ear in. And let's try that out. A solid ball with a little heavier powder charge. And again, I'm left-handed. I'm not just left-handed. I'm left eye dominant, left hand dominant, left foot dominant. Go figure, huh? Most left-handers are maybe left-handed and right-eyed or something like that. I'm straight left all the way down. So doing anything right-handed for me is extremely unnatural. Let me put it that way. So let's try it again here. Again, fire in the hole. Nobody out there? I can't believe it. Looks like I missed it from this range. I think I flinched a little too. Yep. Missed it at this range. It's got a little more kick to it, and not used to it. I flinched a little. Not used to that extra kick. So let's try one more. Okay, I'm going to go back to, I'm going to try this one left-handed. Let's see. Well, let me adjust it. I'm going to go left-handed. I probably want to do that. Here we go. Flash in the pan. I did pour powder down the barrel, right? And this actually happened a lot. I'll say a lot. It was not an uncommon occurrence to get a flash in the pan, which is actually where that expression came from. If you've watched any of Hickok 45's videos, you've seen that he gets them too on occasion with these. I'm going to run a piece of grass down it. Try it again. I can't believe I missed it from here. Unbelievable. Well, this this is going to take a little getting used to. I'll give you that. Let me go get it. It's going to take. This is where I was aiming. Completely missed it. At point blank range for a musket. I don't think the French are going to have to worry too much about me. So, what did we learn today? Well, we learned that I'm better at using my musket as a shotgun than I am using it as a musket. It's going to take some getting used to. I'm flinching. All right, now I can feel it. I can feel when I pull the trigger. I can feel myself flinching. Uh, it's just something I got to get over. This thing works a little slower than my Lyman Great Plains rifle, and I'm using double F. I was using 1F. I went to double F, and I might go up to 3F, or I might start using 3 or even 4F in the flash pan and see if that helps. Also had some ignition problems. I think that might go back to the powder I was using. Also, again, I'm still thinking I might have to drill that touch hole out just a little bigger. I'm thinking that the touch hole might be just a bit small on this. So, yeah, oh, a couple other things I wanted to mention about it. When I said that it has no sights, it's got no rear sight. The bayonet lug here is actually the front sight. So anyway, yeah, there it is. The 1748 English, what was it? 1748 British artillery carbine, British pattern land service artillery carbine. That's a mouthful. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will be getting this thing out again, maybe tomorrow. Got to get some chemicals out and make up another batch of gun cotton for my energetic history series. So yeah, that's what's going on, and happy shooting, and see you next time.